Hey guys, I never thought I'd be making a video like this, but for some reason I am. So, the year 2024 is coming towards the end, and I was thinking about a lot of the things that I've done, been through, or learned along the way during my time at Berklee College of Music, as well as after graduating, like how life has been after graduating from Berklee College of Music. And there are quite a few other videos. Some are positive, some are negative. So I thought I would also put out my own video, my own journey, and my own thoughts about this dream music college, if I dare to say that. So, for me, if I have to give you a simple answer, if you have the money or if you have a really good scholarship, just go for it. The reason why I'm saying that is because, in my experience, Berklee College of Music is a place that has always evolved with time in terms of what they have to offer from the perspective of music education. Even though primarily it is a jazz school, but no matter what kind of musician you are, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a classical musician, whether you're an Indian classical musician, it doesn't matter what kind of music you're coming from. It doesn't even matter what kind of culture you're coming from. They have something to offer. And they will try to do their best to give you the best education that you can ever really think of. From the fact that there are amazing studios over there, amazing bunch of faculty. So yeah, in simple words, definitely go for it. If you're thinking of return on investment, I think that is a little bit more of a complicated topic to answer because it's really about what you make out of it. If I have to give you my own journey, I have had my hands on quite a few fields in the field of music. A little bit of voiceover, a little bit of production work, mastering work, session work, lots of teaching, and in fact, teaching is one of my main sources of income as we speak. Performance in wedding bands in the US, as well as pubs and clubs in the US as well, and I do similar things here in India as well. Apart from that, some little stuff, maybe a little bit of field recording. I've also done, what else have I done? Some content creation. Oh, some guitar technician related stuff. Like my first job in the field is actually an equipment technician, which I was a work study when I was at Berkeley. So my part-time job was at the instrument repair shop, right in front of Berkeley, where I used to work as an equipment technician. I learned a lot about maintaining guitars, amps, DJ consoles, etc. And I had a great boss, man. Like, I love that guy. It's sad that since I've moved back to India, I've hardly been in touch with a lot of people, but I've had some really good times there. So yeah, I was reflecting back upon all of these things, and I think I can also answer a few FAQs that a lot of people may have, and also certain things that I wish I would have done before going to Berkeley. Like, I wish I knew before going to Berkeley, because before going there, I did not have anybody really guide me towards the whole thing. So I pretty much went there as like a complete blank canvas. The first semester was pretty chill for me. I knew pretty much everything that was being taught. But the second semester onwards, things started getting pretty intense. There have been multiple times when I have cried, when I have felt like quitting, when I have been so worked up and so stressed out that I have literally called my parents and I'm like, just bring me back to India. I don't want to be here anymore. But I'm glad my parents did this for me, which was ridiculous, but they always motivated me somehow. They talked me back into working towards graduating the college. because trust me, it can get pretty hard on you. Um, when you're an immigrant in a completely different country living by yourself, I mean, yeah, you have friends, but see, you can't, like, at least for me, I don't come from a family where I can lead where I could lead a very lavish life over there. So yeah, I was still living under quite a bit of budget. I had some good times, again, like, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of good times, but there was quite a bit of struggle as well, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of the musicians that I was hanging out with were far beyond, like, what I could comprehend at that point. It's like I had so much to catch up on. I had so much to think about, so much to know, so much to learn, so much I didn't know. And that used to really scare the life out of me, man. But I'm glad I went through it. Of course, just like any college, negativity might come into you. As in, there were times when I've been like, oh, this guy can't play. No, man, he's shit. Blah. But, like, you become a little less objective about yourself. So what I had learned over time is that once I started socializing a little lesser, comparatively, even though I was losing out on a lot of friends' time. What I was gaining in return was learning about myself and understanding myself a little better, which helped me really better myself and better my personality. And of course, like, that's an ongoing thing. I still do that today, and I am human. You will always make mistakes, but it's important to at least try and keep an open mind to the best of your abilities, and learn from whatever you can. Which brings me to the point. One of the FAQs that I get, or like one of the things that people automatically assume, is that if you've been to a music college, you know everything. No, you don't. If you've been to a music college, you are taught, I would say, majority of the things that would help you survive as an independent musician. The only reason I have a career today is because I would say that I was exposed to so many different kinds of options, so many different kinds of music, so many different kinds of musicians, music teachers, and also different kinds of people, because you don't just learn music there, you also learn about life. And when you look at it from that perspective, over time, you end up reflecting back on a lot of these lessons that you had learned while you were there, and then they start to make a little bit more sense. So, yeah, I mean, just because you have gone to a music college doesn't mean you know everything. You are probably gonna have an upper hand. Like, I definitely can feel and see and realize certain upper hands that I do have, or like that I have felt, but also there are quite a few other things that you don't get, which only the real world can teach you, right? So those are things that I'm still learning as I go. um the way I look at it, um which will answer another FAQ, that is it necessary to go to a music college in order to know what you're doing? My simple answer would be no, it's not necessary. Just because I have met quite a few musicians who have not been to music colleges, but they're phenomenal musicians. Maybe really, really good producers, really good players in general. They don't even know what a spread triad is, but then they're playing it, and then they're playing it with utmost musicality. So yeah, you don't necessarily need to go to a music college to become a great player or become great at what you do. But yeah, I will say this: it helps. There is no harm in knowing more. There is no harm in absorbing more information. Again, the only barrier here is really the money part. It's expensive. and especially as an immigrant, it's more expensive, unfortunately. um I'm not gonna discuss too much about how I went there, because my parents never really discussed much about that with me, and I would say that I am one of the very few privileged people out there to have a family that really supported this crazy endeavor. Um, and again, don't get me wrong, myself and my families, we've had our own struggles through it. It's not been a smooth journey in any possible way, but then you come out of it alive, and that teaches you things. And I would say 5 years of living away from my family and then coming back to my country has only brought me closer to my family. And I think that is probably one of the most beautiful things that has happened. And I just realized I don't know how much of the questions I'm actually answering, but then I hope this insight is helpful in whatever, because I have not seen too many videos out there about going to Berklee College of Music who are talking about these things. Because everyone's experience is going to be different. Mine was like this, someone else is going to be like something else. And, you got to respect all of that. And I do. Now, another thing that I can think about is stylistic development. I think that is probably the biggest thing, like the most important thing that I've taken away from that college and my time in the United States. That is, um, because I have been exposed to musicians who are so unique, as in all my teachers, like pretty much all my teachers, I would say 99% of the teachers that I've had, they all have their own unique way of looking at music. Even though at the end of the day they are similar, just the way they're exploring it and the way they're explaining it to you, it's beautiful to see that. And that, of course, has had quite a bit of an influence on me. It has exposed me to musicians that I would have never heard about. Also, having peers who are brilliant musicians. Also, while I was there were quite a few really, really good musicians there along with me, who have like had the privilege of hanging out with, who are doing really well as well. Some are touring the world, some are teaching really, really high level music, some are doing PhDs. So it's crazy how you branch out of these things. But all of these things, I would say, had played a massive role in developing how I sound like today. Um, so yeah, it's been a wild ride, but I don't think I regret any of that. What I do regret, on the other hand, is something that again answers another FAQ, which is actually it's not an FAQ, but it's something that I think you should look into. That is, from day one, work on your portfolio. And since we're living in a time where social media is more important, pretty important, to have, it's really important to have a presence on social media, because that is how people know you in today's time, and it's a great way for you to showcase what you can do, the kind of skills you have, the kind of services that you can provide, and that really helps you grow your career to a great extent. So yeah, since day one, please start working on a portfolio, because I didn't do that. And I mean, I would say I was not too tech savvy. I don't know why I was like that. I was just stupid, man. When I went there, I was 19, I think, 19 or 20. No, one of the two. I was either 19 or 20 years old when I had just uh, reached America, and I was still stupid, man. I think maybe around the age of 21 is when I slowly started realizing these things, and that is when I started being a little bit more active on social media as well. And I also started keeping track of the things that I was doing. But I would still say that I did not work on my portfolio as well as I should have. Because if I did, I would have had an even bigger portfolio today. And trust me, when you apply for jobs, part time jobs, full time jobs, whatever, it really helps. The stronger your portfolio is, the bigger your portfolio is, the more impressive it is. So yeah. Now, another little question that I get from my students who ask me about this, about Berklee or going to music college, that what do I do for a living? So for me, I would say throughout the past 10 to 11 years, I would say, teaching has been constant. I have been teaching since before I went to Berkeley. Obviously, I was not teaching at like a really high level or anything. It's just like, just any informal lessons kind of stuff. But after going to Berkeley, that is when I slowly started becoming a little bit more formal in terms of my teaching, because obviously I was learning more. So I was teaching more as well. Like the stuff that I was teaching made a little bit more sense. There was a little bit more structure to that. So teaching is always constant. Playing, gigging, I would say consists of 30 to 40% of my total income at this point. And anything else that I've done, be it voiceovers or mastering or anything like that, that may be just like 10%. I have not done that stuff as much as I've gigged or as much as I've taught. That is how I make money. Now, that may lead you to a question. Can you earn enough money to make up the money that you're going to end up spending? Really, really hard question to answer. With what I do, it's probably going to take me a few years to make up that money. Depending on what else you do, like let's say if you're an attorney, in the field of music, I think that pays a lot more. If you're something of like a music therapist, I feel that pays more as well. If you manage to record and release a hit song, I think you're probably gonna pay it off in 1 quarter. So it's a little hard to understand that, and it's a little hard to really give a straight up answer. But again, it leads to your portfolio. It leads to your portfolio and how consistent and how determined you are with your career. Um, Another FAQ: do I like my life after graduating? I do. I definitely do. I do not regret the fact that I've been to music college. Like I said, that there are certain things that I wish I knew before going there, and there are certain things that I wish I did more of after going there. But yeah, no regrets whatsoever. I would say going to a music college is the sole reason why I do not have to think about getting another teacher. I can just learn things by myself, because I mean, I have actually been a self taught musician before I went to Berkeley. I took lessons from a bunch of people here and there, but I don't think they were half as formal as Berkeley was. I think Berkeley is where the main development happened. So yeah, and that's all I can really think of. And I guess to end this particular video, I'll just speak about some of the most important lessons that I've learned in the past 6 years after graduating college. One, be grateful. If you're earning money in this field, no matter how little it is, no matter what kind of work it is, if you're earning money in this field, be grateful, because it's not easy to earn money in this field. And there are many people who are trying, who have full time jobs, and they're doing this and they're not able to survive. So if you are surviving, be grateful for that. Number two, don't compare, don't compete. The less you care about these things, the better your mental health will be. Focus more on yourself. Invest more in yourself. Invest in your skills. Invest in your mental health. Invest in your quality time with your family or your loved ones, and you will lead a much happier life. Try to have as less toxicity as you can in your life, be it in the form of friendships, be it in the form of drinking or smoking, be it in the form of anything else. Um, just because a clean life is a beautiful life, man. You know, I've been leading a clean life, so it's a pretty nice life, Value time. I think time is something that a lot of people take for granted, and once it's wasted, it's wasted. You're not gonna get it back. So value time as much as you can. Actually, not as much as you can. You should always value time, your time and someone else's time, especially as a professional. If you have a rehearsal, be there on time. If you have a gig, be there on time. If you have a lesson, be there on time. Don't waste time. Or at least have the courtesy of letting people know that you're going to be a little late or you can't make it. That's just, I think, it's important. It's really basic communication skills that I have seen, I would say, majority of the people lacking. At least majority of the people that I have worked with, it has taken me quite a while to find people that are comparatively easier to work with. And of course, here is a subjective thing. I'm sure I'm not the easiest to work with either. So some people will like working with me, some won't work with me. That's just life, that you got to accept. But at least on your part, try to do that as much as you can. So I would say these are the most important lessons I've learned. And it probably isn't really related as much to music theory and all of that stuff. But I think what you learn in life is more important than what you learn in college, because my college degree did not help me get work as much as my personality and my skills did. The college degree played a big part in achieving those skills, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's my personality and how I treat and how I speak to people that makes all the difference. So, yeah, if you have any further questions regarding this, please feel free to comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them. I do teach private lessons, as I mentioned. If you want to take private lessons with me for guitar, can you see this? There you go. For guitar, beautiful code and right there. Anyway, for guitar, that's my instrument. I also teach composition, and improvisation, music theory, all kinds of stuff, to non-guitar students as well. So get in touch with me if you want to take private lessons with me. My details are in the description below. I'll also add it on the screen somewhere. You will definitely see it. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for watching this and like hearing me out. Again, I don't even know why I made this video, but it's going up on YouTube and it's gonna stay there. I might regret it later or I might not. Let's see. If you have also been to music college, be it Berklee or anything else, comment down below and tell me about your experiences. I would love to know about it. And let's keep it constructive, because clearly this is everything that I said, none of it is bad criticism in any way. It's just my experience. I've had good times, I've had bad times too, but life is life. I believe the universe is gonna take you where it has to. And the way I look at it, I'm just a slave to the universe. So let's see where the universe takes me, and let's see where the universe takes you. So again, any further questions regarding this, please comment down below and I'll try my best to answer that to the best of my abilities. You all have a great day and thank you for watching. Bye.